Gentlemen, and welcome back to one of our video sessions at dedicatedpool.com. It's my objective to teach and educate some of you newer miners and even some of the older miners that just have some questions that have never been answered. And I can't answer everything, but what I can do is do my best to educate the public so that we're kind of all on the same page as far as baseline education and knowing what's going on out there. Because if you don't know what's going on, you're going to get scammed, you're going to have problems, you're going to get upset. It's going to be a very frustrating experience. And, lately we've had a lot of new miners come in because of the successfulness of Doggy Coin or Dogecoin or however you want to pronounce that. I'm just going to keep going with the doggy thing. And that's good. I mean, it's good to see crypto expanding. The problem here is where there's money, there's going to be hackers and scammers and all these bad guys. Um, so I just wanted to quickly do a Security 101 class on basically how you can protect yourself from hackers and getting scammed and whatnot. Let's first understand what's happening here. Um, when you log on to a pool, you put in your login and your password and your PIN and whatnot, and then let's say you're mining on that pool and it's not doing so well. So what do? You obviously you're going to look for another pool at this point. So let's say were mining lot and now you want to go check out lot at dedicatedpool.com. So you would go to lot at dedicatedpool.com and here you are. And you go sign up for an account here and you start mining. Oh, that's great. The problem is, what happens if you use the same password and login and the same password, login, and PIN that you used on a different pool? Was that other pool operator, was he legit? Was he trustable? Most often not. Unfortunately, that is the case. We're seeing it over and over where people are getting their accounts hacked. And what happens? The hacker comes in, uses the same password and login and PIN that you used on his pool, and goes ahead and gets in there and changes your wallet address to come to their wallet address. So when you're mining away, if you haven't logged in for a bit, you don't know that your coins are actually being sent somewhere else unless you're actively monitoring it. And it's happened. I can guarantee you every 2 hours, if I go in and scan the database for wallet addresses that are the same across a couple user accounts, I'll find a couple people that have got hacked. Now, there are things being implemented in MPOS in the future, such as two-factor authentication, which is already implemented in some of the pools, that will help mitigate this. However, the real way to mitigate it is education and doing proper security and maintaining your security across a couple pools, because you don't know. Let's say a really popular pool out there is actually scamming. You wouldn't know. It's not just the really scammy ones. It could be a really popular one too. There's a lot of money out there, and people will do anything. And it's kind of sad, but that's the reality. It's just not the crypto world. It's anywhere you go. If people can take advantage of you, they will. So it's up to you. The onus is on you guys to actually do proper security, and that's what we're going to do today. First of all, I want to go ahead and I want to show you kind of what's happening behind the scenes. I'll bring over here a snapshot of kind of what's happening in the database behind the scenes. This, I just pulled a record out of our database, our SQL database, and this is my record. And you can see it's binary clock, and there's my password. Now, that's not my real password, actually. That's an encrypted password. And there's my PIN, and that's an encrypted PIN too. And what this is basically when you type in your password, let's say, let's take a password most people would do. Let's take my brother's name, and 123, and just for good measure, I'll put one of these guys at the end. Hey, John, 123 exclamation point. Do you know how easy that is to hack? That's like the first thing someone's going to try. So that can be hacked. Anyways, let's just say that's my password, okay? what it does, it takes this password and it runs it through something called a hash code. And that hash code spits out this number right here. And it stores it in the database in an encrypted way. I can't figure out what your password is. I can't reverse that. It's a beautiful thing that a hash code cannot be reversed without massive brute force. That's kind of what we're doing in the crypto world to find blocks and unencrypt blocks, and that's kind of what we're doing. But I'm not going to get off topic. So basically, I cannot reverse your password. I can't figure out that this will equal John. However, if you come back into the website and type in John 123 exclamation point again, it's going to go through the same hash and it will come out with this same thing. And it compares it to the database and it says, yes, that is John's password. So behind the scenes, I can't tell you what your PIN is and what your password is. It's impossible. If you lose it, you have to reset it. If you lost your email, well, I have to go in and figure out where, change your email behind the scenes and whatnot. It's kind of a big pain in the butt. But it really protects you guys, the miners. These scam websites are not doing this. They go ahead in the code. They make it so that there's no hash. So that your PIN, oh, come on, I'm using the keyboard here. Your PIN and your password are stored in clear text in their database. Yeah. So when you come and you type in John123 for a new password, okay, it just goes right in the database and stores it as that. No, I forgot the exclamation point. In this situation, there is no hashing, no encryption. That means they can get a database full of thousands of people's emails and passwords and just go insane. Okay? This is really bad. So that's what's happening out there. And it's a lot of it could be any pool. You don't know. Okay? You really have to take the onus upon yourself to make sure that you are protecting yourself at every second. It could be a really, really popular pool. It could be a really scammy pool, and most of the time it is. Those 0% fees, people who offer 0% fees, they have to operate somehow. And if they're not upfront with their free fees, they're taking it from somewhere. Follow the money, guys. Come on, that's we know how it goes in the world. You got to follow the money. If there's no money up front, where is it coming from? Because they have to pay. You have to pay for things. They have to pay for their servers. They're going to pay for their time. I mean, there are a few little smaller websites that do hobby stuff and take donations. But honestly, for the most part, there's got to be money rolling in. So figure out where it's rolling in. A dedicated pool.com, I say 2% across the board. And that's fair, and you know where the money's coming, and I pay for the servers, and I pay for, we get you awesome support and all that good jazz, and that's basically where it all comes from. So, regardless, let's get this out of the way. If you don't use different passwords, different pins on every website, you're going to end up being this guy. Okay? You don't want to be that guy. You want to be this guy. All right, you want to have success in the mining world. You don't want to be the guy that's crying to the admin saying, "Oh my God, I lost all my doggy coins, my 50 doggy coins. Where are they?" And you're freaking out and you're upset. And I get it, and I feel bad for you because guess what? I got hacked on Crispy. Yeah, I can never say that correctly. A couple months ago, I got 1.3 Bitcoin stolen. And the reason this was is I ran some malware. I knew I ran it. And I was stupid about it. I didn't blow my computer away. I said I'll do it tomorrow. And ended up being a keylogger and all that good jazz. And I'm a computer engineer. I should know better. But I did get hacked. And I lost a lot of money. And I know how it feels, guys. So it definitely sucks. I was this guy. Okay, don't be this guy. Okay, so let's get right into it now that we kind of have the basics out of the way, what's happening and what the situation is and how these pools or whatever are getting your passwords and logins, and how you know what's happening. Okay, so let me show you the amazing tool that I recommend everyone use so you can be this guy. and hit enter. And it's the first one that comes up on the list. You can hit the second one, but I just go ahead and click the first one. That's fine. This is an open source program, password safe. It runs on Windows XP Vista 7 and 8. I'm very sorry if you're still running Vista. My condolences. But if you're running, anything else, then that's great. I don't think it runs on Linux. I have other ones for Linux, but I'm going to do this review on the Windows version. Okay, so just go ahead and download the latest version, and that will come down. And when it downloads, go ahead and open it and run the installer. When it does open up, oh, and there is some, if you have problems with that, they actually have some great quick start guides here. That you can go through and listen to some more videos and creating new databases and everything. So I'm just going to vaguely kind of quickly go through all this and show you the quick features. If you want to get more into it, they have a great quick start guide as well. So I'm going to open up my installation, and here it comes. Okay, and I'm just going to go back to here and then bring this back up. Okay, I got no database here. I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. And what this password safe does, it's really neat. It keeps a list of all of our passwords of all of our websites and all of our pools or wherever we want to go in one safe spot. And all you need to do is use one password to unlock them all. Yes, it's like the One Ring. I'm going to go ahead and click New. And then I'm just going to say, I don't know, New. And it'll just go ahead and append a psafe.3 for you. This is a very important step here. You need to create one password to unlock them all. This is the One Ring part, okay? So you want to make sure that this is secure and that you copy it down in at least 2 different places and that, your brother's friend's sister doesn't see it or something, and I don't know. You just keep it safe, okay? So I'm just going to type in something stupid because I'm not writing this down. This is just for demo purposes, but you need to properly do a secure password. Okay, so there's my password, and let me just quickly go over this. You actually have an on-screen keyboard too that you can actually go ahead and type in your password with the mouse. Why would you do this? It adds an extra level of security because there are viruses out there that are called keyloggers, and they log every key. If you have that virus, they'll log every key that you type in on your keyboard and send it to some dude in Russia or some dude in China or some dude in Canada even. I mean, I'm not just being discriminatory, but most of the time it is, over in Russia or anything. I'm an IT professional. I see it all the time. But, I've seen them send to, areas in the US too. So you don't want your sensitive password information being sent there if you have a virus. So you could go ahead, and if you want that extra level of security, you could actually type in your password with the mouse, and the keylogger's not going to grab that. I'm not so paranoid with this because I know this is a new Windows installation, so I'm just not going to do that. But with my my Bitcoin wallets and all that stuff, I definitely use the on-screen keyboards. I'm just going to go ahead and click OK. Oh, it's telling me it's a weak password. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'll put one more character in there for it. Yeah. Okay. One more character. It wants me a capital here. Okay. There we go. All right. So now I'm in my password safe. Nothing here yet. But if we go up to add entry. Actually, no. Let's go ahead and add group first. Let's keep this organized. And I'm going to say mining, just mining, whatever. And I clicked enter, but it's not there yet. It kind of disappeared because they have no entries for that group yet. So now I created that group. I can go in and say add entry. And I can actually select that group, mining, and call it dedicatedpool.com. Username, I'm going to create a new username for this demo, so I'm just going to call it testdude. And my password, what I'm going to do is the best way to use password safe, excuse me, is to generate a password, a random password from password safe. Don't bother typing it in, just generate it. It makes a nice long password. You can go show, and look at that. Look at that. No one's going to hack that thing. That's ridiculous. Now, let's generate a couple more to show you how nasty they are. Look at that. But the good thing is with Password Safe, you don't have to remember this password, and I'll show you why. So that's what it makes it so amazing. I'm going to go with this. No. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go with this because it looks like there's some guy like cheering with two arms. That's kind of cool. I like that. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and up here, and I'm going to go copy. So now that password is copied to my clipboard. And I'm just going to go down here for good measure and type in our website. And I'm going to show you on the... no. I'll show you on the Redcoin pool. Okay. I don't need to really put an email there in, so I'm just going to go ahead and press OK. There's other things that you can do here too, really cool new things, and you can go through it, and they're more advanced stuff that we really don't need to cover. So I'm just going to go ahead and go click OK. Now you can see that our group here with dedicatedpool.com and testdude, you put your username in there in the brackets, is created. Okay, so what can we do with this? We can do a lot of things. First of all, really cool feature, we can just right click on here and say browse to URL, and that will go right to our Redcoin pool. Okay, I'm logged in with Binary Clock, so let's go ahead and log out. Okay, and now I'm just going to go to home, and I'm going to go to sign up. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and type in a new username. What was it? Testdude. And my password. Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. So now you go back to Password Safe, and you right click, and you say, and you go down to copy password to clipboard, and click left click. Or you could just double click this, and it'll copy your password, your clipboard. And so now it's actually copied to my clipboard, and I'm going to show you that it is. I'm just going to paste it here. All right, see there's the guy with, cheering with two arms. Put that off there, and I'm just going to go ahead and right-click paste, or you can press Control-V, that also pastes. Right-click paste. All right, so my password's in there, and I created dedicatedpool@hotmail.com just for testing purposes. I really don't use Hotmail. Okay, dedicatedpool@hotmail.com. And let me stress how important it is for you to properly put your proper email in now, because we are doing two-factor authentication going forward, and that means that if you try to change your wallet address or anything, it's going to email you first to verify that you made that change. Just an extra little security precaution. For the PIN, I'm going to put 1234. Please never put a 123. But you know what? I'm not even going to do that. No, that's ridiculous. I'm just going to put something 8477. All right. So why I showed you and told you what my PIN is for this test purpose is because I'm going to go back into Password Safe here, and I'm going to go Edit, View Entry, and where I put my pins, I go down here and I go 84, I can't even remember what I typed. So let's do another one, 6765. All right. I'm going to store my PIN down in the notes here and click Apply. Now, it will always hide unless you actually click there. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy that and paste that so we know I've got my correct PIN stored. Go ahead and accept the terms. And away it goes. It says account created. Please log on. Okay, so let's do the log on. So here's the log on over here. And not Binary Clock, not this time. And how do we get that? How do we do this? Let's see. We bring back Password Safe. That should be okayed. We can go here and we can do a few things. It's really, really neat. I'm going to show you the manual way first. Testdude. And then our password is something ridiculous that I can't remember. So I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to say copy password to clipboard. Remember, you can just double click it too. That works. And I'm just going to paste it over here. Control-V, or you can just right-click and go to paste. I use Control-V all the time, so sometimes you won't see this menu come up. And I'm going to go ahead and log in. Login token expired. Please try again. Okay, well, let's try again. Okay, so I'm logged in now. All right. Okay, guys, I'm just breaking in here for a second just to tell you about what's happening in the next section. The next section, I'm going to explain and try to show you how the advanced feature of the auto login for password safe works. It failed miserably. I opted to keep it in because it's actually quite funny as I'm trying to, like, in real time figure out what's happening. Anyways, I figured it out right after the video was made, and I figured I'd just keep it in and just put this little kind of fail message in. It really does work in practice, but the reasoning it didn't work in the next little bit was because when I press tab in website programming, I'm pressing tab, and see how tab went to here, and then the next focus went to here. Well, on MPOS, it seems that when you press tab, it went up to the first link I made here, and then it like pressed enter there after it typed in my password, and it brought up CryptoToin Talk. You'll see in a second. The next tab goes up here, and the next tab goes over here. Even if we go to the login screen, you'd expect the first tab to be here, and it should be, but it's not. If you actually start pressing tab, it goes here, 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 here. And for the auto login, what it does is it goes tab and it fills your information. Press tab again, fills more information, and that's why it failed. Anyways, I'm going to go work with MPOS, and I'll actually modify our own websites to actually fix that. So the first tab goes to your username and password. But anyways, I just wanted to give you a heads up before you see the next section of that's what's happened. You can use it on other websites. I know it works on Crispy. I know it works on Gox, a whole bunch of other websites that have the proper tab focus set up. Okay, and here we go. Now, there's a couple cooler ways to do this. Let's say if we did not have this open, let's say if we didn't even have the pool open and you didn't even remember what the pool's address was or anything. Really, really neat feature, guys. This is going to sell you on Password Safe just by itself. Right click on here, and remember we actually put the URL of the website in here. You can just go ahead and click go here, or the neatest thing in the world is this. Right click on here, browse to URL, and auto type. Watch this. Boom. Okay, that didn't work. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that again. So what you want to do is you want to right click on here. You can go to browse to URL, and you see it says welcome guest. I should have actually went to the login portion and taken this whole thing here, this URL up here, and put it into right here, not add entry, cancel. I want to go to edit entry, and I want to put this URL there, the exact login one, and apply. So when I actually go to this website from Password Safe, it's going to go to the correct area. So if I go down here and go browse to URL, it will actually open up a new tab and take me to my login. Look at how beautiful that is. If you remembered your password, you have your passwords remembered on your browser, you can just go ahead and click login. But if you don't, what you can do is really neat thing. Right click on, just make sure this is the focus. Right click, left click in your username, and then go over here to your password safe, and go to perform auto type. Watch this, and that didn't work. You know why? It's because I have a few different browsers open, and it's trying to go to the different other browser. So what you want to do is you want to go over here, and you can go ahead and you can just double click this and go to binary, type in binary, not binary clock, test dude, and then paste your password and login token expired. But just go ahead and do it again, and then you're in. The reason it's saying login token expired is because it thinks I'm binary clock. I've got a few different web browsers open, and it's getting a little confused. And sometimes the token expires, so that's why that's happening. Regardless, as you can see, that was pretty simple and quick. Let me just close down this over here. All right. So what this will allow us to do is create and manage different passwords and logins for each website. It's really, really neat. It increases your security tenfold. And if you get hacked by using a method like this, using a different password and PIN for every different website, if you get hacked on a pool, then you can start being a little suspicious of what happened. But I mean, if you're not doing something like this and making strong passwords and using strong security measures, such as using different pins and passwords for every pool, then you only have yourself to blame because you're going to get hacked. I see it. It happens all the time. So hopefully this helps. If you wanted to go ahead and add another entry, I'll show you really quickly. You can type, dedicatedpool.com, or this time it might be just like lot.dedicatedpool.com, and generate a new password. And down here, yeah, you want to go to. You want to go over to login. I want to go log out first. I want to go to login. And you want to get that URL up here, the whole thing, lot.dedicatedpool.com/index.php page =login. So you want to get that whole thing there. You want to bring it over here and put that in where the URL is, because when you actually type go, it'll take you to the login page. If you don't get the login page and you get the dashboard page, if you ever try to do like an auto log on, because you can browse to URL and auto type all in one good shot. I tried it a few times during this demo and I failed because I have a couple browsers open and this and that, but it does work. It's amazing when it does work. So what this will allow us to do is create and manage different passwords and logins for each website. It's really, really neat. It increases your security tenfold. And if you get hacked by using a method like this, using a different password and PIN for every different website, if you get hacked on a pool, then you can start being a little suspicious of what happened. But I mean, if you're not doing something like this and making strong passwords and using strong security measures, such as using different pins and passwords for every pool, then you only have yourself to blame because you're going to get hacked. I see it. It happens all the time. So hopefully this helps. If you wanted to go ahead and add another entry, I'll show you really quickly. You can type, dedicatedpool.com, or this time it might be just like lot.dedicatedpool.com, and generate a new password. And down here, yeah, you want to go to. You want to go over to login. I want to go log out first. I want to go to login. And you want to get that URL up here, the whole thing, lot.dedicatedpool.com/index.php page =login. So you want to get that whole thing there. You want to bring it over here and put that in where the URL is, because when you actually type go, it'll take you to the login page. If you don't get the login page and you get the dashboard page, if you ever try to do like an auto log on, because you can browse to URL and auto type all in one good shot. I tried it a few times during this demo and I failed because I have a couple browsers open and this and that, but it does work. It's amazing when it does work. If you don't have that proper login URL up here, then it's just going to go to like the dashboard and try to like type your password in at the dashboard where there's no login, and it's going to fail. So just make sure you have that set in there. So guys, that's how it works in a nutshell. Let me just quickly show you what happens. Remember we typed that really strong password in at the start, and I didn't even write mine down because it's just a demo and I might not even remember it now, but hopefully you did. I'm just going to go ahead and close this. And when I close it, you can't see it, but in my my taskbar, you see down here, and there's a bunch of icons. It's actually gone black. the little icon. I would have to double click that, and this window would come back up, and I can go ahead and go to open and new psafe and my good old combination. Let's see if I can remember what it was. And I can't. See, and that's why you actually should write it down. Let's try again. I don't think I'm going to be able to figure it out, guys, because remember it made me make a bunch of combination changes. Again, I was just showing it to you for security purposes, but this is good because I can show you that if you don't remember your password, or if someone doesn't have your password to get back into that combination, that safe, there's no way someone's going to get all your list of your passwords. So protect that password with your life. Some of you guys might even be, more paranoid to actually use the keyboard on screen. So if there's a keylogger and some guy gets your password safe data file, that there's nothing that he can do with it. Now, be careful. This uses an extreme amount of encryption. If you forget your password, there's no way and no chance of you getting all your passwords back. So make sure that you definitely do copy it down. You can't. There's no reset function that you can actually reset your password. If you lose it, you're screwed. Okay, I kind of got a little off track with a few things there, but I think I got everything that I wanted to do, everything I wanted to explain explained. If you guys have any more questions or concerns, things I didn't maybe cover or some things that aren't clear, comment in the comment section. I'll do a follow-up video, maybe like a security 201 or something, a little more advanced stuff. But I think this gets the gist of it. And yeah, comment, rate, subscribe. Come to dedicatedpool.com. Chat with me in IRC. You can go to just type it in Freenode IRC on the internet and go to when you're there, join the channel pound dedicated pool. And I'll be in there. My name is Binary Clock. You can also message me, PM me on there, or send me an email at admin@dedicatedpool.com with your suggestions or any comments you might have, and we can go from there. All right, guys, have a great day.